There's a new commissioner in sports, guys. Goodell, Bettman, Silver, Manfred, Trout.
Hey.
Commissioner Mike Trout, what are you talking about, Rich? You might be saying, well, you're not paying attention. And I don't mean to be aggressive, but that's just the only way you can talk about the Tommy Pham-Joc Pederson slapdown. That apparently came out of a fantasy football dispute that led to a meme, very mean meme, mean GIF. Joc Pederson's very mean GIF that pissed off Tommy Pham enough for him to slap him in the outfield, by the way. The outfield. Great band, bad spot if you're Joc Pederson to run into Tommy Pham.
Outfield. They were very good.
Okay. And so we found out from Tommy Pham, the commissioner of this league, none other than Mike Trout, injured last season, but had enough time to organize this. And the IR dispute apparently went down a Trout rabbit hole. Trout did nothing. Pham said Trout did a terrible job, the worst commissioner in fantasy sports because he allowed a lot of S to go on and he could have solved it all. Nobody wanted to be commissioner. I didn't want to be the effing commissioner. I've got other S to do. He didn't want to do it. We put it on him. It was kind of our fault, too, because we made him commissioner. Says Tommy Pham about Mike Trout. And we all know these fantasy commissioners. I'm the fantasy commissioner of my poker league. I don't want to do it anymore.
Terrible.
It's terrible. You get all the crap. You get the text of saying, I can't do this. I can't do that. Wait a minute. The waiver wire. That's my favorite one from Kedge. I'll call you out, Kedge. I get that all the time. Him and Murph.
Free Murph.
Him and Murph. The white bread twins. Those guys. Okay, they're the ones who are sending me texts like, wait a minute, we should be 5th on the waiver wire list, and we're 6th, 7th. Can you redo? And I'm trying to put 3 kids to sleep.
Right. Or if someone complains year to year about the format of the league, I mean, just imagine.
No,
the grief.
I've given you crap because the format of our basketball leagues are so bad, but not enough to prevent me from winning.
Oh, jeez.
Not for you walked into that one.
I set him up.
Man.
You walked into that one. Look, nobody wants to be commissioner. Not even Mike Trout wants to be commissioner. But I don't understand this whole business. If Jeff Wilson of the 49ers, this is the player in question, has got an out designation, you should be able to put him on injured reserve. But Tommy Pham said we had rules to the IR. I know the ESPN app rules. By the way, is ESPN loving the fact that they use their fantasy? We had our own individual rules, which is the problem. Mike Trout, that's your first problem. Don't make individual rules. Set the rules. Go about your business. Yeah. No disputes like this. But here's the worst thing. Tommy Pham, how dare you? What is worse than anything in this league? The worst things you can do in fantasy, he did one of them. One of the worst things you could do is have a team and then don't pay attention to it.
Right.
It ruins the competition. Everyone else is trying. If you agree to do it, you have to go full bore. If you do not pay attention, I don't have time, I don't have this, I don't have that, and you're dealing with somebody who's got 2 jobs and 3 kids, and you don't pay attention to your team, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I have time. You don't have time. What are you doing? That's one of the worst things you could do. Unless you're Tommy Pham. He left the league after the 5th week. Stopped. He quit.
I'm out.
Say I'm out. Why? Because it was a mean meme? Tommy. Because of the IR rules? I'm leaving. I'm quitting. So now Trout's got to find somebody. What, do you go to Ohtani and say, hey, Shohei, let me show you the ropes of this thing?
Hey, you can take over.
Shohei could, then you got to go around to people saying, can you take this team over? And then it's just like Tommy Pham didn't draft correctly. And you're like, I don't want that team. I don't have time. And you don't blame somebody for not taking on that responsibility.
Yeah, that's no good.
What's worse than somebody leaving a league in the middle of a season? What's worse? Is there anything worse? In fantasy etiquette?
Fantasy etiquette. Now that's a show we can
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like not starting a lineup, but leaving.
That's what I'm saying.
Is worse
saying
than
that you're not paying attention, and so I need you to lose in fantasy, but you're playing the guy or gal who's not paying attention. So you get a win, and I'm working my ass off here for a W. I'm trying. That's terrible. But what's worse than somebody leaving the league? Would you slap somebody over that?
Well,
You don't condone violence.
We don't condone violence. But Jock should have slapped him.
Can you imagine you're Jock Pederson, you're running the outfield, and you see Tommy Pham?
He's like, "Hey, what's up, Tommy?"
Probably, because you could see he's probably one of those guys who's just like
Tommy Pham seems
not thinking about
no nonsense.
You think? You know what? I learned he quit the league. I'm like, I'm glad we came up with those top 10 fantasy team names for Tommy Pham.
He wanted to fight
By the way,
everyone.
Tommy, we should make him get back in the league and use one of these team names. Wham Bam, thank you, fam. Although, you know, I saw that back. I thought maybe Wham Fam, thank you, ma'am. Would that have been better?
Yeah, for the hit.
Fam,
For hitting.
Yeah, but Bam.
Fam, Bam, thank you, ma'am. Would that have been better?
I think we're overdoing.
I don't know.
Maybe,
I'm workshopping here. I'm workshopping here. Mike Trout, the commissioner. It's tough being a commissioner, man.
Here's what I want to know. Has it been reported yet? What's the buy-in for this league?
Apparently, there's a lot of money on the line. How about Tommy Pham saying he's like a big guy at a casino or something like that?
Oh, is that what it
That's what I
happened?
think he said something along those lines. I heard that. I'm like,
Big
oh.
guy.
Like Daly-esque?
And I'm sure all of a sudden Pete Rose is like, what league can I get in? What, a Red's talking about being big?
Ew.
Well, what?
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it's got to be a buy-in if you're getting this upset.
I mean, if you're in a fantasy league with Mike Trout, that's probably a deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
What's that? At least a 4. Is that a 4 or 5 figure buy-in?
I think it's
Well, it's another reason not to quit after week 5.
mid-4s.
You're coughing
you're
up the
paying
money.
a lot of money.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.